I thought I would use one of my kitchen vlogs just to kind of catch you up on a few things, to kind of give you some updates from some previous kitchen vlogs. For one, I got a video message, a video link message in my incoming messages area on my YouTube channel. And it was a video created by one of the YouTube team. And I thought that was odd. Now, you remember a while back, I talked about how 7 weeks after they started marking some of my videos as inappropriate for advertisers, they finally sent out a text message sort of thing saying what they were doing and why and what we can do, such as how to submit appeals and so forth. 7 weeks of pulling my hair out. Okay, this time it wasn't a text message. It was a video, plane going overhead. And I have to say I found it amusing. Not as amusing as South Park, but amusing because they put a nice positive spin on it, saying that we want to thank all the YouTube creators who have sent us very helpful messages explaining their experiences with the YouTube algorithm that has been demonetizing some videos. Helpful messages. They were complaints. Mine certainly was. I mean, it wasn't a bitter complaint. I kind of laughed about it, but they were complaints. And there were a lot of people who were a lot more upset than I was. I mentioned at the time that on average I was only earning about 1 penny per video per day on my YouTube cooking channel. So I wasn't getting rich on it. There are some people who make a living, a good living, doing YouTube videos. They were a lot more upset than I was. But what they announced in the video was that they were able to incorporate all this helpful information, and they revised, repaired, fixed, they revised their YouTube algorithm so that now it is much less often marking family-friendly videos as inappropriate for all advertisers. And I give the example, like here, I give instructions to make this chicken pot pie. Ooh, pot, the word pot shows up. That's an illegal controlled substance. To make this chicken pot pie, you need a couple of chicken breasts. Breasts, ooh, sex. See, it wasn't judging words in context. It just looked for the wrong words and then bingo. Inappropriate for all advertisers. Well, thankfully, YouTube hasn't marked any of my later videos as inappropriate for advertisers. Everyone, what I did was I followed their instructions. I would put a video up as soon as it was ready, as soon as I had it edited and encoded. I would upload it to YouTube, but I would put it up as hidden. It was unlisted so far. And then monetize it. And then wait for a few days, a week or longer, to see if it would get tagged as inappropriate for advertising. And one did. And I submitted an appeal. Within less than 24 hours later, it was approved for all advertisers. And since then, none of my videos have been marked. I have turned that into a feature to help some people out, just to gift some people who've been supporters for a long time. So on my website, Mobile Home Gourmet, at the bottom of the home page, I list what some of the latest videos are. And there are links to the recipe, and from there they can see what these videos are. They can watch the videos, even though they haven't appeared yet as public on videos, on YouTube rather. So they get advanced viewing of these videos. It's kind of a gift to them. And then when the time comes, I'll put it up, I'll publish it as public for everybody to see. Like today, I published my video on candied citrus, Buddha's hand citrus. Interesting, fun video. Anyways, and then I think the next one that's going to go up, I did a cheese bread one, and then I did a great recipe. It's called golumki. It's a Polish cabbage roll Really good, really good. And a friend of mine who likes to cook some of the things that I cook, she made them. And she said, excellent. They were such a nice balance of flavor. So those are the two of the newer videos that are up there. They're hidden, but you can watch them now. From my website, you can go to the recipe page, click the green view the video button. You can watch those videos now, but they'll be public within the next few weeks. So that's one update. The furor, all the upset, myself included, people about YouTube demonetizing our videos, that scare has finally passed. It looks like everything is getting more back to normal. They're just flagging the evidence, that the videos where there is evidence of true offensive content, whereas people like me who make very safe, family-friendly cooking videos are not getting flagged as inappropriate. So that's one thing. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, I mentioned in an earlier video about having bought an e-bike, my electric bike. It's a pedal assist bike. If you're not familiar with them, there's a battery, there's a motor in the rear wheel. As I pedal, the bike senses when I'm struggling a little bit, like going up a hill or facing a headwind, and it'll kick in the motor and give me some motor power as I'm pedaling. And there's different settings, 1 through 5. The higher the setting, the more work the bike does. I love that bike. I'm really enjoying that bike. I use it mostly for local errands. If I want to go to the store, which is, I don't know, a few blocks down the street, I could walk there if I wanted to. But what I do is I get on the bike and I'll go for a bike ride in the opposite direction, just to go out and enjoy a nice long bike ride, and then turn around somewhere, come back, go to the store, do my shopping, and then bring my stuff home, because I have a basket. I can show you a picture of my bike. I have a picture on a basket on the back of my bike that I can put my shopping in, and I use it 3 or 4 times a week to shop, especially when doing these videos. I can just hop on the bike and go to the store. It's a lot of fun. And here's the important bit. I blogged about this on my website, but I'll vlog about it as well. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, I took my pedal bike, my old Raleigh, which I still have. It's out in the shed. I took that out. I was trying to ride it just to try to stay healthy. For example, one time I went to see a doctor just for a physical exam, and one of the things he did was, with the stethoscope, he was listening to my arteries in my neck, my chest. He went all the way down into my ankles and was listening to my arteries. And he said, "What are you doing for exercise?" I said, "Well, I ride my bike back and forth to work every day." He says, "Well, keep doing it, because your arteries are wide open." Evidently, he was listening for plaque to see if there was any buildup, like blood was having a difficult time getting past blockages in my arteries. No blockages, no buildup of plaque in my arteries. So I would try to use my old bike, but it wasn't like needing to bike to work every day. So I would try to take it out. I tried a new route. There was a hill, and not a big hill, not a very long hill, not a very steep hill, but it was a hill. And I'm back and forth to work was practically all flat. If there was any grade at all, it was just a very slow grade, not a hill, no hills. Coming back was going uphill. Going downhill was fine, but coming back, going uphill, even in my lowest gear, I was struggling. It was a warm day. I started feeling dizzy, got nauseous. Yes, I was nauseous, vomited. I had to get off the bike, and I had to walk the bike up the hill. I was afraid I was going to pass out. I was frightened by how I felt. And I sat at the top of the hill. I sat on a guardrail just off the road and waited 15, 20, 25 minutes until I felt well enough that I could get back on the bike. The hill was done. I didn't have to deal with the hill anymore, but I just kind of slowly pedaled my way home. Well, I decided this time, I'm going to get that hill. I'm going to get that hill. So I took the same route on my e-bike. Going down was a bit scary because the bike is kind of heavy and it really goes downhill. Kind of heavy. It is heavy. It's a heavy bike. There's a motor in the back. The batteries are in the back. It's a heavy bike. I got up to, I want to say 30 miles an hour going downhill, and I'm watching and I'm touching the brakes because I'm getting scared of the speed. It was just too fast for me. I'm used to going like 12, at the most 15 miles per hour. Found a safe area to turn around. Safe because it's a narrow road. It kind of scares me. I don't like that road because the cars are a little bit too close for me, but I had to get that hill. Turned around, started up the hill with the bike in, I keep it in a low setting, 1 or 2, where I do most of the work. Drop down a gear or 2 so I could pedal. Just I easily went up that hill, and I thought, okay, not this time. You didn't get me this time. So my nemesis from bicycling, I was able to defeat it that day. And the bike is great to ride. I don't go on long rides on it. Mostly, as I said, it's errands, but I use it several times a week. I love it. Yes, it was expensive. I'm looking forward, I shouldn't say looking forward to, I'm dreading the day when I have to replace the batteries. The batteries are supposedly good for 3 to 5 years, and then they have to be replaced. I don't know, maybe they'll last longer because I don't use them all that much. I do pedal out at the lowest level where I do most of the work. But the cost, as far as I know, for replacing those batteries is $500 to $600. Oh, that's a lot of money. But the bike was expensive too. I think I said $4,300 out the door with tax and everything. Was it worth it? Oh yeah, so far it was worth it. So that's a couple of things that I wanted to update you on. And the only other thing I want to talk about is, if you're not checking out my website or my Mobile Home Gourmet cooking channel, now's the time to do it because the holidays are coming up. This is November. Christmas will be here in a matter of 5-6 weeks. Thanksgiving will be here in just 2 or 3 weeks. So what's the date today? Today's the 12th. So a couple of weeks it'll be 21st? No, the 23rd is Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving will be here soon. People now are starting to look for recipes for the holidays. So my next video that'll go up, it won't be published yet, but it'll go up as unlisted, hidden. I'm going to do dinner rolls. Someone gave me an unusual recipe for dinner rolls where you cook in a pan some of the flour in water and milk, kind of like you'd make a pâte choux, whatever it is. It's like a choux pastry, and then you incorporate that into the dough for making the dinner rolls. Supposedly they're very delicate, have a very soft texture. A friend of mine made them, and she said, you got to make these. These are really good. So I'm going to do those for the holidays. I'm thinking of redoing my video for baklava. Whew, I love baklava. I don't even know if I've got a video on YouTube for baklava, but I'm going to do a video for baklava, which is a good holiday treat, especially for Christmas. I asked someone about doing panettone. She says, you don't want to do panettone. You start off by making a starter, then you have to let that sit for a long time. Then you add a few ingredients to it, let that sit for a long time, and then you start making your dough for your panettone. She says it's a good 2 to 3 day process. Yeah, I don't need that. But I did buy a pan that you would use for making a panettone, and I made a great cheese bread. I made a nice traditional bread, but for the outside, I coated it with Romano cheese, some grated, shredded Romano cheese, and some prosciutto that I fried up until it was crisp. And I painted the outside with an egg wash and put that on the outside and put it in this little round springform pan it made a narrow but high bread. Really a fun looking little bread, and delicious. A great bread. So that's on the website as well. It's a cheese bread. I'm going to do that again one of these days, but rather than Romano and prosciutto, I want to use sharp cheddar cheese and crisp fried bacon. I'll bet that would be good. So this is the time of year I'm actually making some pretty decent money on YouTube. I think I'm going to make about $175, $180 this month, which is pretty good because normally I make less than $100 a month. But this is when people are looking for recipes for the holidays. January, it'll just dive right back down again, and by next spring I'll be back making less than $100 a month. So this is the time. So I'm trying to work on doing some holiday recipes, so you might want to check those out. So that's a few things just to catch you up on some of the latest things going on in my YouTube channels.